When a new builder comes into town and puts an amazing product on the market, it makes my job super easy because I get to film it and showcase it to all of you. And that's why we're here today to look at another amazing opportunity right here in the city of Ocala, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, my YouTube family. Welcome back to another video. If you're on this channel for the very first time and you don't know who I am, my name is Wilfredo and I'm a real estate advisor here in the state of Florida. And the only goal for the channel, super simple, find you the best opportunities that we have here in the state of Florida. So anyone out there looking for your primary residence, an investment property, or a second home, if you're any one of those people, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any time I post any of these weekly videos. Okay, so today's house tour brings us to Ocala, Florida. So let's first talk about the location so you guys have a good idea of where we are. On a grander scale, we're just 1.5 hours from downtown Orlando. An hour and 40 minutes gets you to Tampa, Florida. We're about 4.5 hours north of Miami and about 2.5 hours south of Jacksonville. And more locally, we're just 15 to 20 minutes from Highway 200. And why that's important is because Highway 200 is the major roadway that gets you all the way to downtown Ocala. And that's where you're gonna find everything you need for your daily household needs, your Publix, your Walmart, your shopping centers, the mall, your hospitals, everything you need within 15 to 20 minutes from this property. So before getting into the beautiful property that you see behind me, let's first talk about the specs, okay? This house features 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1950 square feet, and it sits on half an acre of lot, my friends. So first things first, we're standing right in your driveway. Plenty of space to accommodate 4 vehicles, 2 more inside your garage. This house is concrete block construction. It's gonna come in this nice black and white color palette, nice modern look. You're gonna have this L-shaped walkway that's gonna lead into the front of the house, landscaping on the side. And first thing you see in the front of the house, beautiful patio space, nice and big so you could put a couple chairs, enjoy your morning coffee or read a book right in front of your property. Now, my friends, let's get inside. All right, so stepping into the property, and it's good timing because it started to rain on us, all right? So let's talk about the specs of this house before we start. We're gonna have LVP throughout the entire property, and you're gonna have 9.5 ceilings throughout the entire property, making it feel nice and big. And like I said, outside, 1950 square feet, so it's already a big home, okay? So the first thing I like about this house is this nice entryway. You don't open a door and walk into a square box. You have this little separation that separates the living space, the entry, and then the first part of the home, which is the very first part we're gonna take a look at to my right. So in this section, you are gonna have 2 bedrooms, one being the master's. This one is gonna be the first guest bedroom. And it's at the front of the property, so you are gonna have this north-facing window overlooking the front. LVP, like I said, once again, recessed light. And then over here, you're gonna have your bifolding doors that's gonna lead into your standard size closet, okay? Now stepping out right away, we do have a linen closet or a couple shelves. Maybe you can add a door here. I'm not sure if the builder is gonna put in a door or they're gonna leave it like this, but you have storage nonetheless, okay? And this bathroom is really nice because normally you think that you see 2 bedrooms they're gonna share, but that's the master and they have their very own bathroom. So this one is pretty much gonna be for your guests and the person that's gonna be in the first guest bedroom. So stepping in, quartz countertops on your vanity. You're gonna have the black modern fixture, toilet right next to that, and in your shower tub combination, you have this beautiful oversized tile, black fixtures in here as well. And then what I see a lot of comments, Wilfredo, I wanna see windows in bathrooms. Beautiful big window in here, a lot of natural light coming into this guest bathroom. Now through this door, the master quarters, your master domain, your master suite is gonna be really spacious. You can have 2 windows overlooking the side of the property, more natural light coming in through here, recessed light once again, LVP. And then this is gonna be the beautiful master bathroom, double sink vanity in here. Once again, quartz countertops, and we're gonna see quartz throughout the entire home. Black fixtures once again, and beautiful cabinets down below, black fixtures, and they all feature that soft close that we like. Right next to that, you can have your toilet, and then you have your standing shower right in front of that with the same tile that we saw in the previous bathroom, black fixtures, really nice tiles on the floor. And then like I said, this is the only bathroom that's gonna feature tile. The rest of the house, LVP. Last but not least, beautiful tub. I'm not a tub person, but if you are, you have a nice tub to kind of soak in and relax. And then once again, you have a window on top of that, natural light into your master bathroom, okay? Then through this door, of course, is a walk-in closet. And look how spacious it is. It just keeps on going. You have your standard wire rack over here, which we see in a lot of builds. What you can do, which is real quick and efficient, just add another one down below and you can maximize what you put in here. But what I like to do, take this out, add some nice custom cabinets, really make a good use of this master closet and make it nice and elegant, okay? Now, stepping out of your master bedroom, we're now gonna enter into the heart of home, which we are gonna see your kitchen, dining, and your living. So now this opens up into the open concept area of the home. Living room is gonna be the first place we tackle. So right over here is gonna be where you hang up your big TV. As you can see, the builder put up the outlet really high. So when you hang up your TV, you have none of that exposed wiring down below. So really good space in here to set up your couches, your love seat, your coffee table, and really great place to entertain and be with your family. Right over here, we have your sliding doors that lead out into your lanai, and we'll check out your backyard a little bit later. But let's go into this room right here. This is another thing that separates this builder from the rest. You have this nice flex room right at the front of the home, and you have options with a flex room like this, right? The first thing I'm thinking, utilize this as your office. It's a really good idea if you work from home. It's gonna make the most sense. Or you can use it as a kid's playroom, workout room, whatever you want to utilize it for. But it's a really good value add to have in this home, this nice extra flex space. Now this is situated in front of the home like the very first guest bedroom. So right out here you have a front view of your patio, recessed light once again. And if you wanted to, you could put French doors to kind of separate the space, or maybe a sliding barn door, whichever works best for you, okay? So now stepping out, passing the living room, we're gonna enter into this beautiful kitchen. Quartz countertop right here at your island. You have pendant lighting up above. And then normally what most people do, you're gonna have plenty of seating available. So if you wanna put bar stools so you can eat right here at your island. You can have your nice deep sink right here at the island, nice black fixture as well. And all of your stainless steel appliances are coming with this home, Whirlpool appliances. You're gonna have crown molding on top of your cabinets. And then of course, you're gonna have the same soft close that we see in your bathrooms, okay? This door is gonna be your pantry, and it's nice and deep, don't mind. We have our stuff in here. Nice and deep pantry. You have 4 shelves, so plenty of space to accommodate all of your canned goods. And then right across, or right to the side of your kitchen, you can have this nice breakfast nook. Now, we're in 2025. I feel like a lot of people don't utilize formal dining rooms, so this is more like a breakfast nook, plenty of space to add that table, and you can seat up to 6 people. And then another thing I like, right in front of that, you have a nice view of your backyard with this oversized window facing out. And then of course, you have your nice chandelier on top of your table, okay? So then let's actually go, let's save this for a little bit later. Let's go through this door, and this is gonna lead us into your really nice spacious laundry room. I was kind of surprised when I came in here and I saw just the amount of space you have for your laundry room. So washer and dryer would go here, wire rack. And like I said, in the closet for your master bedroom, switch these out. You can put nice cabinets. And one thing I see a lot of people doing in their washer dryer, they put a nice shelf right on top. So you can utilize it as folding space, and then you can utilize the top for storage if you put cabinets and switch that out. You do have the pre-plumbing for a sink, so nice value add. If you wanted to add a sink, which I think makes the most sense, this is your garage. So if you're coming out of your garage, you're working on your cars or doing something in the front yard, you can utilize this sink to, get cleaned up and not track that dirt into the house, okay? So now this door brings us into your 2-car garage, and this is where you can find what we normally find in your garage. You can have your water heater, your electrical panel, and then this builder included these bifolding doors, and behind here is where they put the AC unit, okay? So now let's step back into the house and then check out the final 2 guest bedrooms and the bathroom that they are both gonna share, and it's right through here. So this bedroom is gonna be situated in the rear of the house. You have this window that's gonna overlook your backyard, LVP, of course, recessed light, and then this is also gonna feature your bifolding doors for your standard size closet, okay? And then like we saw on the other side of the house, you are gonna have more storage space for more linens and things like that over here. And then this bathroom is actually gonna be shared between the 2 bedrooms. So once again, your porch countertop, same as the other bathrooms, black fixtures, toilet, shower tub combination with the same beautiful ceramic tile, and your skylight to bring in more natural light into your bathroom. And then this, I believe, feels like the biggest guest bedroom. You can have a side-facing window to the side of the house, LVP. And the difference between those bedrooms and this guest bedroom is this kind of like a bigger size walk-in closet, you are going to have a door like this instead of your bifolding. And then once again, wire racks, but plenty of space to utilize this with some nice custom cabinets, okay? So now we're gonna exit out of here and we're gonna make our way to the back of the home through your lanai doors and check out the size of your backyard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, finally made our way to the backyard and into your covered lanai. Really good space to add a couple chairs, a table, and really enjoy your backyard. If you're anything like me and those bugs find you and they bite you like crazy, you could definitely screen this in to protect yourself and prevent that from happening. So option, leave it open, screen it in, that's up to you. Now stepping into your backyard, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this house sits on half an acre of lot. And you have a lot of that land on the side, and you also have it back here. It may not look like that because the grass stops right here, but your lot actually continues beyond those trees, okay? So half an acre of land on the sides, and in the back you have a lot of space. Now, no HOA, no CDD, so no one telling you what you can and cannot do, so no restrictions at all. So you can get as creative as you want with your property. If you wanted to add a pool, you can do that. A shed, if you wanted to add an ADU, so an additional dwelling unit, so you can build that back here and maybe create a guest house. Like I said, it's up to you. You can get as creative as possible. So you are gonna have a septic tank in the front of the property and you are gonna be connected to public water. Now, let's go back inside in the kitchen, talk more about this house. And I wanna share some information that's gonna be useful to a lot of the first-time home buyers so you can understand the process of buying your home, okay? Let's go inside. All right, my YouTube family, let's do a quick recap and talk about the price. Today's property features 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. You do have a flex room, 1,950 square feet of under air living, comes with a covered lanai, and this house sits on half an acre of land, my friends. Now, the price of the property, $340,000. Now, this is the part of the video where I normally talk about the different loan options, FHA, conventional. I talk about taxes, homeowner insurance, give you all the numbers. But today I want to talk about the home buying process. I know a lot of my viewers are first-time home buyers and they don't understand the process of buying a home, and I want to make it clear so they're confident when they make the decision to buy their very first home. So step number 1 is what you're doing right now. You're on YouTube, you're watching my videos, you're probably watching other realtors' videos. So step number 1 is finding a realtor that you can trust, that is going to understand your needs. They're an expert in the field and they have the ability to negotiate for you. So step number 1, find a realtor that you can trust. Step number 2 is getting a pre-approval, and that's more so for my financing clients. If you are paying cash, you don't need a pre-approval. What you do need is a proof of fund. So what's a pre-approval? A pre-approval is when you talk to a lender, and I work with the best lender here in Central Florida. So you're gonna talk to a lender, you're gonna go through your assets, your debts, your income, your credit score, and with that information, they are gonna determine your purchasing power, how much house you can afford. And with that pre-approval comes step number 3, which is where we have fun, okay? This is the fun part of buying a home. We get to look at different properties, okay? So by this time, I've sent you properties. We've narrowed it down to about 4 or 5 different properties, and then we go and see them in person. This is where the fun happens, okay? We get to look at pretty houses, and you get to envision you and your family living in one of those properties. So once we narrow down to your favorite home, the next step after that comes the offer. And that's where I have fun, okay? So when we're submitting your offer, I'm doing my homework, okay? I'm talking to the listing agent, I'm finding the seller's motivation, I'm running comps, I'm trying to figure out what's a good offer that we could put together that's gonna secure that house for you. So the next step after that is gonna be when the offer gets approved, okay? When the offer gets approved, we are officially under contract, we have an executed contract. Next step after that is going to be the inspection period. And this is something that I tell all my clients, I advise all my clients, whether you're buying resale or even new construction, get an inspection, okay? I've been a realtor, I've been doing this. I've seen new construction properties have some issues that need to get fixed, okay? You want to make sure you find a house that's safe and sound. So get an inspection, have that done so we know we're buying a property that's not going to fall down. Next step after that is the appraisal, okay? What's an appraisal? Who does that benefit? Basically, an appraisal is going to benefit the bank. It's going to keep the bank safe. A bank only wants to lend money for a house that they know is worth what they're lending. So if they're lending you $300,000, they want to make sure the house is worth $300,000. So let's just say the house appraises. The next step after that is getting a loan approval. Okay, so throughout this entire process, the lenders have been taking a deep dive into your finances, your credit score. They're making sure that you can actually afford that house. And once the lender determines you can afford a house, the loan gets approved, we are now clear to close. And at that point, the lender is going to talk to the title company. They're going to run the numbers, and the title company is going to give us a cash to close amount. And that amount is what you need to wire to the title company in order to close on your house. I hope you're following lots of steps. Rewind it, watch it again so you can really get a good understanding, okay? The final step is going to be closing day. Closing day, we sign all the paperwork, the title company gives you the keys. Congratulations, you are now a homeowner. So it's a lot of steps. I kind of ran through it kind of quickly. There's more to it, little things here and there, but that's the general overall basic steps to purchasing your home. So with that being said, I hope that guys gave you a little bit more confidence when you do end up purchasing your very first home. So with that being said, if you are currently in the market to purchase a home, or maybe you're selling your home, my information is in the description below. I'd love to help each and every one of you guys out. And until then, my friends, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.